It'll be rapid fire. Let's try it. I want to remind you that G.R.A.C.E was developed for clinicians to use while they're working. This wasn't a, what can you do when you're sitting on a meditation cushion by yourself at a retreat center? This is, what can you do in the middle of work? Because Joan Halifax, who'd worked with physicians for her entire career, knew very well that they weren't going to go leave work to go do stuff. Like, what can they do while they're working? So, again, remembering it, I don't think any one of us needs to do all of these things. I'm going to go through all of them, though, quickly. So when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to please allow your eyes to gently close or your gaze to drop. And imagine a situation where you're just about to go into the room to visit with your person that you care for. And before you're in the room, I'm just try it. So on the next in-breath, breathe in and notice the air as it enters your nostrils on the in-breath. On the out-breath, breathe out while you notice the sensation of the support of the chair. Okay, now we're going to recall your intention on the next in-breath. Breathe in and ask yourself the question, why am I really here? And on the out-breath, just say a phrase or a word that reminds you, oh yeah, that. And then you can do this on a breath or not, but on a breath in, if you wish, say, what version of me is about to walk in the room? How am I doing right now? You can say right this minute, how am I in my body, in my emotions, and in my mind or my narratives or stories, either about the situation or about the person you're about to see. Again, just noticing them, not doing anything with them. You just want to know, what version of me am I right now? And then pretend, this is an imaginary exercise, pretend you've just gone in the room, you're with your person now, you're talking to them like you always do. And just stop for a moment, not stop your conversation, but see if you can notice at the same time, what do I think's going on with my person in terms of their body right now, perhaps, and in terms of their emotions, and in terms of their narratives, perhaps about me, or perhaps about the illness. What's going on? And then just briefly consider what will really serve. You're about to go do whatever it was you were going to do to have the visit. Do I notice from all that anything more? And you have your regular visit, whatever it is that you normally would do. And then imagine that you are just ready to go and leave. Maybe you have a doctor's appointment yourself that you have to go to. You're about to leave the room. And just imagine how you let the person know that you need to leave now. So consider what you might want to say. It kind of helps if you think about it a little in advance. You might say, oh, I'm going to my doctor's appointment in a half hour, so before I go, anything else you wanted to tell me about how things are going for you right now? And I'll be back at 10 o'clock tonight, or I'll be back tomorrow at something. You're letting them know, so you're not worried about that. And then after you leave the room, you say, how did it go? You might say, I don't know how it went. Or you might say, it went great, it was fine, it was neutral, I don't remember anything about it. Or you might say, oh, this particular part of it, I can learn something from. It went well, but I can learn something from it. Or it went not so well, I can learn something from it. And when we do that, why do we bother doing that? Lots of reasons, because it's great to learn, I think, but also so that we can put it down, right? The idea is, can I put it down and walk cleanly on to whatever else I'm doing, rather than carrying it with me, rather than worrying, I did the wrong thing, I said the wrong thing, I did what I didn't want to do. That's fine to do, we all do. It's not particularly helpful. Right? It's not helpful to our person, it's not really helpful for us. But what is helpful is, can I learn something from it and set it down and move on. Yeah, that's grace.